to allocate 1 billion cedis of the GET fund to phase out the double track system in senior high schools. We'll be hearing from Minister Haruna Idris. So, and later on Eyewitness News, NPP flag bearer aspirant or hopeful Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is former vice president, is proposing an approach where part of the national budget will be given to constituencies in a bid to decentralize the national budget. Stay with us on Eyewitness News for that and other stories here from our studios in Accra. And we also have business news.
Bank of Ghana reaffirms commitment to stable exchange rate amid recent cedi dip.
So that's from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a whole lot of affiliate stations. We have Point Blank coming up later on tonight. And on Point Blank tonight, my guest has held various portfolios, but currently he is Director of Operations of the Kennedy Japan campaign. His name is Charles Bisu. You want to stay in and listen to that particular conversation. If you are going out of Accra and want to know how to listen to Eyewitness News, let me give you a list of stations that can help. So in the Northeast region, we are in Nalerugu on Nobia FM 98.1. In Garu in the Upper East region, we are on Quality FM 88.7. In Saboba in the Northern region, we are on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM. In Sogakopa in the Volta region, we are on Freedom 88.1 FM, while in Hohwe we are on Heritage 107.3 FM. And in Kawiye in the Ashanti region, we are on Adrenpa 99.9 FM. In Sunyani in the Bono region, we are on Greener FM 95.9. In Takrady in the Western region, we are on Sky 93.5 FM. In the same city, we are also on Beach 105.5 FM. We are live on YouTube and live on our website, citinewsroom.com, as well as Facebook. Just look for Citi FM and follow the live news coming through. Eyewitness News is also very interactive, and you join us with your messages on WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996, or go on Twitter and send your messages mention my handle at Umar Rusanda or at Citi973. Now, yesterday, the President of the Republic had an interaction with journalists at the Jubilee House where he answered questions. It was a 2-hour event where questions were brought in from regional journalists in the regions and also journalists here in Accra. Now, the key issue, or one of the key issues that he spoke about, had to do with galamsey. Let's listen to that part of what the president has been saying. Eno has a summary.
President John Dramani Mahama says his government will not yet declare a state of emergency as part of efforts to tackle illegal mining. Stakeholders within the environment sector have been advocating for such a move, insisting it is one of the best options to address the menace. But addressing journalists at the Jubilee House, President Mahama explains that government is yet to exhaust all available options and is focused on rolling out measures that will protect the environment.
I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency.
President John Dramani Mahama there.
So is it a case of a U-turn, or the position that has been made by the president is sound and ought to be the way to go? Awula Sewa is with Eco-Conscious Citizens Ghana, a group that has been advocating for the protection of our environment. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much for having me.
Just out of curiosity and also for setting the record straight, last year when there was a general call for a state of emergency. Was your group part of the unions and associations and clubs and organizations asking for a state of emergency in mining?
Yes, we were.
Okay. Listening to the president last night, what's your reaction and feeling?
Well, I was, I have to say, disappointed. You would recall that in the run-up to the elections, we had persons in the current administration asking for a state of emergency to be declared. And so it's very interesting that things have gone from bad to worse. The canker is not stopping. We still face an existential threat. About 60-something% of our water bodies have been polluted. Water is life. Without water, we'll all die. Our forest reserves are being decimated. Our farmlands are under siege. So it's very difficult to understand how a short while ago we were advocating for a state of emergency, and now we think it's not necessary. And if it is the case that we haven't exhausted all the tools at our disposal, what are we waiting for? Because the window of opportunity to stop this canker is closing. We need to act decisively now, not yesterday. So, or shall I say yesterday, not now. And we are dilly-dallying. And the longer we wait, the more the environmental terrorists are getting emboldened. So I was disappointed.
Okay, so he who feels it knows it right. The president perhaps now feels it and knows it right. He said that, listen, you could easily just jump in there and say you are implementing a state of emergency. But what's the point when there are other alternatives that can be explored? And so why shut down completely when you can manage? You just want soldiers to go in there and stop people from working. He thinks that there's a better way to sanitize it so that you could have maybe a community by community assessment, and then the issue would be dealt with by our law enforcement agencies rather than go the rather harsh way of state of emergency. You do not agree with that position?
You see, how is it a harsh way? As we speak, children are falling into open pits and dying. As we speak, 2 policemen drown chasing illegal, I call them environmental terrorists. As we speak, the number of kidney disease cases has risen 4-fold. As we speak, about 2.5 million peasant farmers are at the risk of losing their livelihood. There is a national emergency. We are being poisoned. Our forest reserves are being decimated. So it's not a question of just jumping in. There's an emergency. When your house is burning, this is not the time to dilly-dally. You have to put out the fire. There's a time for using buckets of water. But when the fire is out of control, you need to call the fire service. Yes, initially there are different means at your disposal. If it's a small fire, you can get a few buckets of water and you might be able to put it out. But the fire has got out of hand, and instead of putting out the fire, I really am at a loss for words. And it's not a question of jumping in. This situation has been going on for a very long time. Even from the outside, it was being analyzed. It was on that basis that the current administration, when in opposition, said they would declare a state of emergency. So if you've got
they have said it was not a policy of the party. In fact, I interviewed Chairman Mosquito or Chairman General Mosquito on this issue, and he said maybe members of their party may have said they agreed with a state of emergency, but
it's not may have. We have the recording.
No, I'm saying that I'm using may have here to say that the members did it, or some members said they supported, but not the party as a whole. It wasn't a campaign message. It wasn't a manifesto
it wasn't
promise.
In their manifesto, granted.
Yes, so they are saying that it wasn't. They didn't promise that, so you don't expect them to deliver that.
Well, they did promise Ghanaians that they were going to deal with illegal mining. Ghanaians voted for a change, for robust dealing with illegal mining. They did not vote for musical chairs. Now, if you say that you have other means at your disposal, what are you waiting for? We had the police, the IGP's task force. It has been, to the best of my knowledge, disbanded. And what is happening is that the illegal miners think they have won. They are now rushing to continue with the illegal mining. It appears they were given a bad name by persons involved in illegal mining who thought that the activities were being disrupted. You see, if we understand that we face an existential threat, if we understand that we are being poisoned, then we would understand the need for dealing with this matter decisively and robustly. And it is very disappointing to hear that you need to find livelihoods for the environmental criminals before you put an end to their criminal activity. It is just unbelievable that this was actually said.
What about the position by the president that he withdrew, or he made the IGP withdraw his men because the fight was becoming clumsy? There wasn't any direct approach. Everybody was involved. According to everybody, would just wear bulletproof and then a helmet and go in there and say they are fighting galamsey. He thought that was not well coordinated. So the police have been withdrawn. What do you make of that? So that they would work with the national
on the
office?
Ground, including our esteemed Brother Rastos, do not think that is the case. According to the information we have, they were going to places where no mining should be taking place. You should not have mining on water bodies. You should not have mining in forest reserves. They were going to those places, and according to our information, they were actually dealing with the problem. So it's precisely because they were doing a good job, and certain people who were benefiting from illegal mining were obviously losing their livelihood, that you give a dog a bad name in order to hang it. So that is the information that we have.
Okay, so for you, the issue must be put back on the table. Now, last year we saw a lot of advocacy. There was even a demand for the president to do that, or organized labor was going to go on a strike. Is that something you bring back on the front burner?
Well, I'm not sure the position organized labor is taking. They disappointed us, because if organized labor had done what they were supposed to do, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. We probably wouldn't be having this conversation. They let us down big time. I have no information as to what they intend to do at this present time. But all I'll say is that we face an existential threat, and Ghanaians should sit up. Ghanaians should sit up. We are being poisoned. And if we are going to just be trying one thing after the other, instead of robustly putting systems in place, and I'm afraid by the time we decide to do the needful, it will be too late. The window of opportunity is closing. If there are other things to be done, for heaven's sake, do that now. You see, I cannot be more urgent in saying that we are being poisoned. The number of kidney-related complaints has gone up fourfold. Ghana Water tells us they need to increase the bill because they cannot keep on treating the water with the same money available to them. They need more. Now we find out that in certain areas they are armed illegal miners, armed environmental terrorists. If we don't deal decisively with this, I'm afraid we are going to a very, very dangerous area. We expected this regime, seeing why the previous administration was voted out, to really be serious about dealing with this matter. But it seems that too many people connected with the administration are involved in the illegal activity, and therefore they are unable to deal with the matter. This is very disappointing.
Very well.
This is very disappointing. Ghanaians voted for this administration to get rid of the character of illegal money, not to have persons administration or financing the party involved in this canker, poisoning and destroying the beautiful environment our good Lord gave us.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That's Awula Sewa. She is with Eco-Conscious Citizens Ghana. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll remain with galamsey because we have this to talk about.
If I were to be the head of state or the government, I will use the gun. I will use the gun because I have the military. It will reach some time that maybe you won't even get water to drink. So shoot to kill must come.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Fun fact, did you know that most frogs can leap more than 20 times their body length? Yup, magical. Now just imagine your business with that kind of reach. Take that leap with Frog. Frog is a bulk SMS, voice messaging, and IVR from Wiggle. User-friendly, fast, and reliable. Get more features on one platform for all your bulk messaging needs. Whether you're a church, financial institution, school, corporate organization, or individual, if you need to reach people with your services, do it with Frog. contact 0553 019 529 or 0552 809 558. Speak to us at www.wiggle.com.gh. Frog, a leap into greatness.
Like a fiesta on my side, I'm all wrapped up, and all I think about is my pay. I get classic, I get golden, I get stronger, also fruity. Of course, all not to take me longer, skin to skin, oh no, no. All I need is my extra thing, doing so day. So go for the glow up, and keep the vibe 100 with more party packs. Fiesta, fiesta, wrap it up.
Wrap it up with Fiesta condoms. Comes in 9 different variants to spice up your game. Available in any pharmacy near you.
Prevents STIs and unintended pregnancy when used correctly.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wrap it up. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's smarts we love. Or your community go win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509-551-609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
If I were to be the head of state or the government, I will use the gun. I will use the gun because I have the military. It will reach some time that maybe you won't even get water to drink. So shoot to kill must come.
That's the head of the Adriana Ablade family of Kwanyako in the central region. His name is Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Amwa. He's actually joined us on the line. He spoke to our correspondent, Akwesi, earlier in the day. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, sir.
What made you get so angry as to propose what you were proposing?
I was angry because if you see the problems people are going through for not getting water for their daily uses, it makes me sad. Because I was born in Kwenyaku. I was a young boy when they started constructing this water plant, the waterworks. I was with the Ghana Young Pioneers when Kwame Nkrumah came and commissioned the Ghana Waterworks at Kwenyaku. So I knew about the history of Aguna Konyako waterworks. And we've been using this water up till this galamsey problem started coming. And now the plant has been shut down. And if you come and see how people are suffering in my own town, Aguna Konyako, I'm very sad. I am very, very sad. Now a stream which has been neglected because of the type of environment the stream is passing through, we are now using this water for everything that we are doing. We do with water. And as somebody who has grown up to this standard, seeing before that the water we were using, fishing, getting a lot of fish in it, now is polluted and we can't use it. Well, it's very sad. And it is being caused by human beings. And we are allowing them to destroy us because of their own selfish interests. It's very sad. In fact, I'll repeat it again. If I were to be the government or the head of state, I will use the gun on them. Other than that, they will never stop because they are selfish. They only think about themselves. They are not thinking about the welfare of the other Ghanaians who don't have the means to do this galamsey, or who don't have the mind to do this galamsey. That is why I made such a statement.
The people you think the gun should be used on, the counter argument is that they are citizens, they are human beings, they are breadwinners, and that the issue of galamsey is a necessary evil they are engaging in because man must survive, and that is their way of survival. Where they live, God has put the gold under the belly of the earth for them to dig up, and so they don't really think they are doing anything wrong.
So they are citizens, they are human beings. Man must live. Man must live on his fellow Ghanaian or on his fellow man. Is that how you are telling me? Somebody must survive, build mansions, buy cars, and because he wants money. So millions of people should die because of one person. Man must live. So many should die. Is that what you want to tell me? We don't do things like that. If the gold is there for us to use so that the country will get money, let's do it in a sensible way. Not killing people to get the gold. Killing majority for some few people to get the gold. So that you, the people polluting the river, will only be the millionaires in Ghana, and the majority will die because of your selfish interest. Is that how we want to do it? Is that how we want to live in Ghana? No, we don't do things like that.
How big is mining in... Okay, so the Aguna Konyako community itself, does the mining happen in the town or it happens outskirts of the town, which affects the
mining
water?
Is not happening in the town, but the mining is happening upstream of the Ayensu River. I've read that somewhere in Numapipim, they are mining inside the river. If you, I wish you send some of your people to come back again, to come and only video the color of the river. Our own is very, very west.
So you are actually so the dam was affected downstream by what was happening upstream.
Yes. You see, now they can't pump the water. According to the engineers, they can't pump the water because if they pump the water with mud. So they can't filter it. And if even they are able to filter it, the chemicals content in the river, in the water that they will supply to the citizens, it will kill most of them. That is why I said we should sacrifice to stop this madness. After soldiers go to war, some die before they can win the war. So if you want to win the war of Galamsey, some must die for us to win the war. Other than that, my brother, before we will know, we are all dead.
How big is the Konyako community and the water plant that has been shut down? How many people does it serve?
It serves almost about, if I'm not lying, about 12 constituencies around Aguna East and some parts of Aguna West. Not only Konyako.
Which means that
about
all
12 constituencies.
So
they are now not having any water at all.
Okay, so the question is, what is the alternative now that your plants have been shut down?
The alternative is the stream that we were not using it before, would have been polluted already, is what we are using now.
Did you listen to the president last night? He spoke on Galamsey. Many people who are in the environment space say that a state of emergency is what is necessary. He thinks that it is not proper to do that, at least not now. What's your reaction?
My reaction is the explanation he gave. To me, some make sense with me, but some at all, I don't agree with him. Because he is telling us that the Galamsey is being done at some districts. So declaring a state of emergency will bring a lot of problems and blah, 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 blah. But on my own side, I am talking on my own side, the whole of Aguna East, with some part of Aguna West and some parts, we are dying. So he wanted us all to die before he would declare the state of emergency. I will agree with him on that. I would never. I love him. He is one of the greatest. But this one, Mr. President, push up your heart up small. Let's do some sacrifice. Let's use some people, for example. Other than that, Master, it will be dangerous. Please, I am begging the government.
How?
Supposing they are doing it in Aguna Konyako, we will stop them. But it's not being done in Aguna Konyako. It is being done upstream, somewhere, according to them, somewhere in Numa Pupim. Because the Ayasu River takes its sources from the Achim, that's the Eastern region. You see, and we at Aguna Konyako, the downstream people are suffering.
This position of yours, how popular is it in your community and your township? Do people agree with this view?
Well, that is my own personal opinion. I don't know about the rest. Are complaining.
What I mean is that do your chiefs and community elders agree with this?
I say it is my own personal reason. As for the chiefs, I don't know their own opinion. The other chiefs.
Very well. Thank you. What do you do, though? What's your profession?
Well, I was a publisher before. Now I'm unemployed. I am a farmer now.
Okay. Unemployed or retired? Are you retired?
No, not. I can say I'm retired because my age is almost 72 years.
I see.
And you see one thing. The same river that we use to do our farming is being affected. Now the farming too is being affected. So you've been producing crops for us to even to live on. That one too is going. So what do you want us to do?
What kind of crops do you cultivate in your area?
Corn and cassava mostly. And they used to plant it alongside the river. And these farmers, when they are going to their farms, it is the same Ayensu River they fetch to go to their farm, drinking and using it to cook their food at the farm. But now they can't. They have to buy pure water. Because of this problem, pure water in my town is not 10 cedis. See? And they are just common farmers. They don't have money. So that is our problem. Not for me.
Okay.
I believe in what I've said.
Okay.
If the government can do it, it will stop it. That is my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Amwa. He is head of the Aduana Ablade family of Aguna Konyako. Very unhappy with the state of affairs. Their water treatment plant has been shut down, and as a result, they do not have water. And this is because the Yensu River has been polluted due to the activities of galamsey. Yes. Now, he's not the only one who spoke to our reporter. Collins Edu is a teacher in Aguna Konyako. He also spoke to our journalists who went to the community.
It's very disastrous. It's disastrous because we are not getting water at all. And if we need water, we have to, we must come and then depend on the river here. So we pleading if something can be done about it.
How safe is this for domestic purpose?
Actually, as you can see around, it's not safe at all. It's never safe. So we are just pleading. The government must at least do something about it for us. In fact, the reporting time is supposed to be latest by 7:15, and by 7:30 we are supposed to begin lessons. But you have to be waiting for the kids to come around. Sometimes 9 o'clock. So it's very challenging. We are pleading something must be done about it.
That's Collins Edu. He's a teacher in a basic school in Aguna Konyako. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. Now, galamsey is not the only thing the president spoke about. There are other issues that he talked about. We'll be hearing some of them. But before then, let me go on the phone line and speak to Akwesi Konedu. He's a former deputy minister for lands and natural resources. He is currently the ranking member on the Lands and Natural Resources Committee of Parliament. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, my brother.
You've heard President Mahama. You've heard Emmanuel Kwabena Mensah Amwa. I don't know what your position is on the state of galamsey and how it should be dealt with. Which of them do you agree with?
Thank you very much. And first and foremost, let me say a very big good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners. Let me be very frank. I actually did not hear the entire submission of Kwabena Amwa. But I made sure.
Very well. You don't need to. I mean, he was just saying that the issue of galamsey is so troubling in his community. Aguna Konyako, Ghana Water had to shut down their treatment plant. And for him, he thinks that let the soldiers go out there and shoot everybody engaged in galamsey and kill some to deter others. That's his view. The president last night, when he was questioned about fighting galamsey and whether a state of emergency should be used, he said it may not be proper to just send soldiers in there. It may get out of hand. So for now, let's deal with it through the processes that he's trying to. If that fails, then we may consider state of emergency. So I just want to know your view on the two, not necessarily to respond to.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That's
sure.
just
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But first and foremost, I mean, the president's response on the state of galamsey and what he ought to do was very shameful, very, very shameful. I mean, I find it so interesting that at that point in time, when he himself, when he was a candidate, was advocating for a state of emergency to be declared on the fight against illegal small-scale mining. You see, the fact to declare a state of emergency does not necessarily mean that you are putting soldiers on the roads and making sure that they fire people, as we've seen in Mansut and Tukum and the rest, where assembly members and individuals have been shot at and the rest. But it requires that you are putting a total halt on that. The president's response was very shameful, and I find it that he is not going to be able to do that, my brother. He is not. Because when he was asked, from the trajectory from where he came from, meant that currently the economy is being sustained by gold and the sale of gold by the country. Because when he met the Bishop Conference, he told them that, and that we must also be prepared to sacrifice when we want to do that. The economy is going to hurt. Yesterday, he reiterated that point and made the point that the high levels at which we are seeing small-scale illegal mining activities is as a result of the high gold prices. And he cited the example of Peru, which I thought was very unnecessary on his part. And that because people lack jobs, that is why they are into that. So what, in that same interview, he said that bold initiatives from him have been able to create so many jobs. I agree that you cannot employ everybody at the same time, but that ought to have reduced the incidence of small-scale mining activities. And that for him, because of that high level of illegal activities, that was the reason why cooperative mining activity scheme was going to be launched in Obuasi, and we had that incident of our 8 compatriots falling victims to a plane crash. I think it was totally unnecessary. What was the whole idea of trying to bring us back there for us to talk about that whole activity that was not necessary? Why would anybody want to go after a community mining scheme that had been launched in 2019, had a policy document covering it in September 2021, to tell me that he's going to launch that same program again with a change of name? And that cost us that 8 lives. I'm not going to go on that tangent. But it is shameful the rate at which he's going, and that all the ideas that he talked about was so much unnecessary. He talked about Gold Board coming in to help on that tangent. And look, he said he was coming in with a reform. He only reiterated the fact that he's not going to deal with small-scale illegal mining activities. And why do I say so? He said because of the purchases that we are making from small-scale miners, which you and I know that currently the totality of it is illegal mining activity, is that we've been able to have a tonnage of 66.8 tons of gold, translating into a figure of $6.2 billion into the economy. And that 4-point-something of that was going to go to foreigners. And therefore, if we have closed the stable and that we are reaping the benefit of it, necessarily because that those are coming to us, there's no problem with that, because in the nutshell, it is our environment and our land that is being degraded. I think the president has lost that fight. His whole government has lost that fight. And I believe that once he remembers, he said that His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo should resign because of his lack of commitment and failed in the fight against small-scale mining. He should. I think he ought not to let anybody come to tell him that he is good and just leave, because the approach at which he's going, and look at the turbidity level of our river bodies and sources of water for the Ghana Water Company is running way higher than we used to see just about 8, 9, 10 months ago. Currently, it is at all-time high. That isn't informing their decision that they would want an increment of almost about 280% in terms of tariff. Otherwise, they are going to shut it down. My brother, as you interviewed me, I've forgotten the time that you mentioned. Aguna Kunyaku reiterated that point, that their source of water, because if you say Aguna Kunyaku Water Works has over there, that is being shut down. And then you see the desperation and the frustration in him is saying that we should therefore unleash the military and that they should even shut. That one I would not agree with him. I believe that there are ways for us to fight it, and that ways we showed the way. Now he talks about sending people from Ghana to Australia, and he feels that that is a policy of fighting small-scale mining, illegal activities in this country. And that should differ. Why do we have Takwa School of Mines, University of Mines in Takwa? That was the forefront of community mining and how to train our local artisans in the best way approach. So we are picking people from Ghana, take them to Australia to go and learn what? To go and learn how to do galamsey and bring them back to come and do galamsey. I think I beg to differ. That is a waste of taxpayers' money.
But this position of the president could be described as stubborn. But did he not learn from the best, though? Just out of curiosity.
I think if you can just repeat what you just said, I'll be very glad.
The decision not to embark or declare a state of emergency, it appears he learned from the best, your former boss, oh?
You see, so why couldn't he have learned earlier? That is where I say it's shameful. I don't want to use any other word but shameful, because the point is that he had been president before. Under his work in 2015, we declared the same thing, and illegal mining activities was at an all-high time. He knew what state of emergency would mean because he's been president before. So why was he on his campaign trail and other appointees currently in his government, like people like the current Lands and Natural Resource Minister, the current Education Minister, the current Communication Minister, and himself, calling on the government of Exxon and Nana Dankwa-Akufo-Addo and the NPP government to declare a state of emergency when he now knows? Is it that he's now knowing? It meant that he was not focused even on the campaign. He was not focused on what he was coming to do as a governor, but only to throw out there a certain level of what he termed those days as what will catch the individuals. Because yes, some individuals bought into it. That is why you have professors who were even engaged in raping the sentiment that a state of emergency must be declared now. Now, those same professors are singing and saying another thing, that they don't have the competence to do that. So it tells you that, shameful as it is a bane down on us because he's lost focus as to how to govern, he's lost focus as to how to fight illegal small-scale mining, and now he's going into Australia. And he takes that as an achievement. Look at how he said it. The Minister for Energy and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources just returned from Australia on an invitation. Now they've seen that it's critical. Even the outside world have seen that Ghana is sitting on a time bomb. And probably that is why they would want to do that. But I believe that he ought not to use the taxpayers' money to send them there. There's the TAQUA, the School of Mines in TAQUA. We have led and championed approaches at how to mine responsibly. And I believe they are competent enough. It would interest you to know the current advisor to the minister of Lands and Natural Resources, technical advisor, once taught them, once was a high top geologist at that university who knew how to talk about this. Why are you taking them to Australia? It means it's lost focus.
Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, my brother.
That's Honorable Kwesi Akwa. He's former Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. He's currently Deputy Ranking Member on the Lands and Natural Resources Committee of Parliament. What else did President Mahama say yesterday?
So, President Mahama said government has begun feasibility studies to restore polluted water bodies by removing chemical contamination across the country. President Mahama, speaking at a media encounter yesterday, described the move as a new phase in the fight against illegal mining. He noted that years of galamsey activities have left rivers tainted with mercury and other harmful substances, stressing the need for urgent action to reverse the damage and safeguard the environment for future generations.
Over the weekend, the Jimira Forest Reserve and the Anria Futu section of the Ofinch Shelter Belt was reinvaded by illegal miners after these were handed back to the Forestry Commission. The military is currently working with NIMOS to repossess those reserves and establish a permanent presence in those liberated forest reserves to prevent re-incursion by illegal miners. 980 personnel have been recruited, trained and deployed in the Western and Savannah regions. They conduct daily operations on major river bodies, serving as community vanguards to ward off illegal mining activities. An additional 1,020 personnel will be recruited and deployed by the end of the year, bringing the total force to 2,000 blue water guards. The next phase will focus on dechemicalizing and restoring our water bodies to their pristine state. Feasibility studies for this critical restoration efforts are currently underway.
President John Mahama further assured that his government will not interfere in investigations and prosecutions of former officials implicated in corruption scandals. Responding to questions at a media encounter, he dismissed concerns after NDC General Secretary Fifi Kwete accused some party lawyers of trying to cut deals for accused persons. The president says all cases will be fully investigated and pursued to their logical conclusion in accordance with the law.
The accusation that there's interference in terms of the oral investigations. I would have very conveniently said the General Secretary himself is here, and so I'll call him to present his evidence to the public. But I can assure you that there's no way anybody can interfere. I cannot be in people's mind to stop them from attempting to interfere, but I am responsible for making sure that that interference comes to naught. And so I closely monitor. I hold regular meetings with the Attorney General. He briefs me on the status of investigations. And so I'm confident that, the cases will go ahead based on their merits and that nobody would have the opportunity to interfere. If anybody goes lobbying people or paying people to interfere, they probably are just throwing away their resources. All cases will be investigated and come to their logical end. If people are exonerated in the courts, that's what justice is all about. We will do our part, and we're being painstaking in preparing the dockets, and that's why people are complaining that it's a bit slow. But you don't want to hurriedly take a docket to courts and have it thrown out on technicality. And that's why you need to make sure that by the time a docket is prepared and prosecution starts, you have a watertight case that will ensure that you get a conviction. And so that's the process that we're going through.
President John Dramani Mahama. Away from that, the New Patriotic Party flag-bearer hopeful, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is proposing a new approach to national development through what he calls constituency-based budgeting. According to Dr. Bawumia, the proposed framework will focus on allocating portions of the national budget directly to each constituency. The goal, he says, is to enhance grassroots development and ensure that every constituency receives fair and targeted support based on its specific needs.
Maybe I dream for in Ghana. Me movie a budgeting framework from the current framework to a constituency-based.
I intend to introduce a novel idea in budget management in the country. I intend to move our budgetary framework from the current framework to a constituency-based budgetary framework, so every constituency will find expression in the budget. That way, the management of the budget will come at the constituency level. Now, this will strengthen each constituency.
Constituency-based budgeting, a bit pejamunina, a bema constituencies no ahondin na itimidi aye ejuma abwayenina.
You heard New Patriotic Party flag-bearer hopeful Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Government says it plans to allocate 1 billion Ghana cedis from the Ghana Education Trust Fund to phase out the double-track system in senior high schools. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu made this announcement during the commissioning of a new staff accommodation facility at Accra Girls Senior High School. He noted that the allocation will be included in the 2026 national budget.
We remain committed to ending the double-track system as our contribution to improving the quality of senior high school education. Into the 2026 formula of the GET Fund, President Mahama has directed the Minister of Finance, Atuforsen, to make an allocation of 1 billion Ghana cedis dedicated to managing the transition and responding to the hurdles of the transition. And Accra girls will benefit from that allocation, whether in respect of the uncompleted 18-unit classroom block or the stalled assembly hall. What we need is to expand infrastructure.
That was Education Minister Haruna Idrisu.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community go win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, the go. Ah, Ugomi, at what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.ga or your My MTN app to sign up today. Everywhere you go.
The City Business Olympics is back. It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy.
Everything, be it football, be it basketball, be it Scrabble, be it Excel, we are there. Arm wrestling, we are there.
Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action.
We know we've gone on a recess, but we are back. You will feel it.
Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558-973-973 to register your company today.
The experience so far has been very great. We are glad to have participated.
Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. The City Business Olympics 2025 is powered by Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by UMB Bank and supported by Bethel Logistics.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s, you lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inu Safo. Let's settle for the details. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Asiama, has assured that the recent depreciation of the Ghana cedi does not signal a reversal of the stability of the local currency achieved in recent months. He explained that the central bank is implementing a series of policy measures aimed at shielding the currency from external shocks and strengthening investor confidence. Speaking at an SME forum organized by the Ghana Association of Banks, Dr. Siama emphasized the bank's commitment to maintaining a stable exchange rate environment that supports business growth.
FX stability is not a luxury, it is a prerequisite for investment and competitiveness. Ghana's external position improved notably in the first half of this year, with reserves strengthening and the cedi appreciating significantly. The recent modest depreciation, some have wondered, it reflects the market adjusting to reforms and seasonal trade patterns. It is not at all a reversal. We expect continued interbank activity and fiscal discipline to restore balance and reinforce long-term stability going forward. Distinguished guests, the purpose of these reforms is not simply to defend the cedi, it is to equip Ghanaian enterprises, especially SMEs, with a transparent, predictable FX environment that enables them to compete confidently in regional and global markets.
You heard Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Siama. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for the immediate suspension of government's proposed utility tariff adjustments. This comes as four major utilities, the Volta River Authority, Ghana Grid Company, Electricity Company of Ghana, and Northern Electricity Distribution Company, are seeking increases in tariffs ranging from 59% to more than 200%. Speaking to Citi Business News, GNCCI Chief Executive Officer Mark Bedu Abuaje warned that the cumulative effect of these proposed increases would impose severe strain on businesses.
Now, for most businesses, the cost per kilowatt hour for electricity in Ghana is among the highest in the whole world. It is the inflation for electricity is over 100% consistently over the period. So another increment of over 224% is a non-starter. Two things will happen. One, a lot of businesses will collapse. Two, those who will be able, for any reason, to absorb this electricity will have to pass it on to consumers. And mostly, prices of goods and services will go up. And to reverse the gains we have made over the period, beginning of the year, businesses in Ghana are not competitive. And there is no way we should worsen this situation by increasing both electricity and water. It is just outrageous. So we are asking that they suspend this outright. Even if they have submitted this to the PUIC, they should look at the realistic increment that will support business growth.
Mark Bedu Abuaje is CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The Institute of Economic Affairs is pushing for a freeze on mining lease renewals and a reset of Ghana's mining sector to better serve the national interest. The policy think tank is also pushing for stronger local ownership in the industry. At a media briefing, senior research fellow at the Institute, Dr. Eric Odrosai, stressed that future concessions should be awarded through competitive bidding to maximize state revenue from natural resources.
The IEA's position is that it should be through competitive bidding. The IEA is not saying we should hand it over on a silver platter to political persons. We are saying that it should be on competitive basis. We are calling for local ownership, but the process must be fair, transparent, and open. And the word we use there is competitive bidding. So we are not promoting handing over local mines or our mines to cronies and politicians. What we are preaching for is local ownership, open to all Ghanaians. The resources must stay in the country, and it should be open, transparent, and competitive.
Senior Research Fellow at the IEA, Dr. Eric Odrosai. Societe Generale Ghana is urging its clients and the general public to cultivate a strong savings culture as a way of supporting national development and strengthening the economy. Managing Director Hakeem Muzani, speaking during the bank's grand draw of its deposit and drive promotion, stressed that fostering a habit of savings is essential for mobilizing domestic capital and driving sustainable economic growth. At the end of the draw, the ultimate winner was rewarded with a brand new Toyota RAV4 Adventure, while the first and second runners-up won all expenses-paid trips to Singapore and Dubai.
The target is to promote the culture of deposits, of saving for our clients and even beyond. The most important here is that we are sending a very positive message for our clients and prospects to say that when you are a depositor at SG Ghana, you are likely to be very well rewarded. And we have seen that the first major prize is this very beautiful car, which is a Toyota RAV4, and the winner was a customer of one of our branches. We have also a second and the third prize, which are really amazing prices, you know, like a full trip to Singapore and to Dubai, all inclusive, for the winner, a client, and his or her partner. We are here as a bank to accompany them through their savings. We also serve our clients. We don't forget our mission as a bank is to use these deposits of our customers to finance the economy of Ghana.
Hakeem Uzani is Managing Director of Societe Generale Ghana. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inusafo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Your family's health should never be a worry, no matter where you are in the world. Are you a Ghanaian in the diaspora, a foreign resident in Ghana, or a Ghanaian looking for the perfect health insurance plan for yourself or your family in Ghana? Then the Apex Ebusiapa health cover is what you need. A comprehensive health insurance plan to protect your loved ones. From hospital stays to life-saving treatments, we ensure quality healthcare at an affordable cost. Apex Ebusiapa health cover. You don't just send love home, you secure it. Visit Apex Health Insurance at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shashi East Legon, or call 0540-128-256 or 0501-683912. Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan. Global love, local care.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car, they run like electric car. No, it's so...
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
We're trendy and youthful. We're UBA. We're here to make your life better, stress-free and easy. We go the extra mile, beyond your expectations. We will get it done and get it done very well now. UBA, best loans and more. UBA, best customer satisfaction. UBA, best digital solutions. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For best
retail products, innovative offerings, loans made just for you, attractive interest rates, trading across Africa or sending money. If you want the best digital banking products, including chatting with you on WhatsApp and Facebook, turn to UBA, Africa's global bank.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest is Charles Bisu. He served previously on the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining in the Akufo-Addo administration. He was a party secretary in the Western region. He was NPP parliamentary candidate for the Esikado Ketan constituency in the last election. But tonight, he is Director of Operations of the Kennedy Japan campaign team. Before we speak to Charles Bisu, among the things President Mahama talked about last night was our diplomatic affairs with other countries. So there's a story that some critics have said is akin to what happened under the Gitmo 2 issue. So the story is that Ghana has received 14 West African nationals who were deported by the United States. The president explained that Ghana has joined other countries like Eswatini, Rwanda, and South Sudan as African countries that have received migrants from third countries who were deported from the U.S. Some people hold the view that he should have gotten parliamentary ratification before doing that. Charles Oredu served as a deputy foreign affairs minister in the Akufo-Addo administration. He's joined us on the line on this particular matter. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
No, I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Listening to the president last night and hearing him say what he said, are you also of the view that perhaps there has been some breach of parliamentary or the rules of parliament in that particular engagement, considering that we are offering some assistance with persons deported?
Yes, thank you again. Yeah, Mario, I was a bit curious, when I heard the president talk about this. Because apart from the fact that I used to be a deputy foreign minister, I'm also a member of the Security and Intelligence Committee. And I can tell you on authority that nothing of such sort has been brought to our attention. Knowing clearly that under our 1992 Constitution, Article 75, 1, the president may execute or cause to be executed treaties, agreements, or conventions in the name of Ghana. 2, a treaty, agreement, or convention executed by or under the authority of the president shall be subject to ratification by an act of parliament or a resolution of parliament supported by the votes of more than one-half of all the members of parliament. So this is Article 75. So clearly, none has been brought to our attention. And I just want to find out what, the deal, what went into these things. If you remember, Omar, in 2016, when the current president was the president of Ghana during his chapter 1 as president, he caused an agreement to be signed between Ghana and the United States of America for the transfer of the Gitmo 2, if you remember. And this generated a lot of fury in Ghana because at that time, Parliament was blindsided, no notification, no ratification, until the minority then, had to step in and then call the government to order. So it looks like a similar thing is happening. Another thing that I find intriguing is the fact that in West Africa, all the countries, when President Trump, the U.S. president, approached the presidents or the heads of states in West Africa, to get them to agree to this deal, all the presidents refused to be part of this deal, with the exception of Ghana's president.
Okay.
And if you look at the background of these 14, they've been convicted of serious crimes, murder, robbery, sexual assault.
Okay.
So if you are being told that most of the convicts are Nigerians, why is the Nigerian president and the authorities in Nigeria
not receiving them
to accept these people?
Very well.
Why is the Gambian authority refusing to accept, the Gambians amongst the convicts?
Okay.
And yet Ghana, have gone to, and I really would have to look at or see this deal that was signed between our president and that of President Trump to be able to really understand what is at stake, for Ghana in this whole thing. Because I find it baffling.
So we'll deal with this matter again after I get some more information. We'll also look for some more information. But thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us tonight.
I'm grateful.
That's Charles Oredu. He's former Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister. From one Charles to another Charles, your middle name I can never mention, but Charles Bisiu Onyawonto is my guest. He's in studio. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Onyawonto, is that ever?
No, Fanti.
Fanti,
means
okay.
You cannot buy your sibling.
Oh, okay. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm okay. I'm way better than you. You were the one who was defeated in the Sikado Kitan like nothing before. It was a massive one. Did you cry that night when you?
No, I didn't. I mean, when you're going into elections, you know that it's either win or lose, and it was a tsunami. it happened across the country. It turned out that most of our party members or our sympathizers did not turn up to vote.
As a party guy who has done operations, did you foresee what happened to you guys happening to you?
Yeah, I realized that there was apathy in the system, but we kept trying. I mean, the incumbency, 8 years in power, our messaging and stuff, a whole lot went into it. So on the day itself, I knew for Iskadiketan, it came as a surprise. But then after we came together, I realized about 35,000 people did not turn up to vote. So if after at least about 80% of that had turned up, then in favor of MPP.
I see.
So it turns out that most of our party members were not happy with us.
At the time when you were campaigning in Esikado Ketan, your billboards would definitely have a photo of you and a photo of Dr. Baumia, and you are asking the people of Esikado Ketan to vote for you as MP, vote for Baumia as president. How come today you are not asking these people to vote for Baumia as your flag bearer and by extension president?
Okay, in the last elections, in the primaries, I supported Kennedy Ejapong. Then we actually, Dr. Baumia was elected by the party. So as a party member, we all have to rally behind him and then ensure that our party stays in power.
But now that things didn't go well, you're going back to your base.
Yes, because
I
have confidence in Kennedy Ejapong because of, for him, empathy, compassion, and, hitherto we look at politics from the point where we come out with a lot of theories, and then in the end we say IMF or World Bank, when I think that we should have actually factored all those in. I believe that Ghana, with the natural resources that we have, I think that we should be an exporting country, which is finished goods, but we're actually importing a lot, and so having an entrepreneur as our leader, I think it would actually transform Ghana. You want your balance of payment to be good, and how do you do that? You need somebody with that practical approach. And looking at the qualities of Kennedy, most Ghanaians are saying that bring Kennedy and then we'll vote for him.
But he's not an economist, and we know what the economy means to our survival as a country. Why are you going for a non-economist to run the economy and by extension the country?
The Constitution of Ghana doesn't say you have to be an economist.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Criteria, Article 94 says that you must be over a certain age, sound mind and all that, and with no criminal record. And so Kennedy has been in Parliament for about 24 years and with no blemish. I mean, he's been committee chairman for security, intelligence, local government, so many years. And with that experience that he's garnered in one arm of government, if we actually we believe that if he becomes the president of this country, will transform this country. You see, the way Kennedy is such that he has a practical approach to things. So most lecturers that I spoke to or people in the middle class said he's the person that comes in and then people actually come out with theories for Kennedy. That we talk about Ricardo, Adam Smith, and on all these comparative advantage and all that. And then we actually project and we not get there. And then our time is wasted. And hitherto, you see, Ghana, MPP was above NDC for me. And now, if not above, they might be slightly above us because of what we did within our party. Our party people were disgruntled. Ghanaians were not happy with us. So you need somebody who is disciplined, has empathy, compassion, and I believe Kennedy has that.
Now, how about experience? Has he been an experienced leader before? What has he led before? Because his opponent would say he was vice president for 8 years. That's a leadership quality. Led the party, led the country.
But the vice president said that he was a driver's mate and was given the steering wheel after President Akufo-Addo was exiting. So if you're saying that, then it means that Kennedy being in Parliament, because all the laws that are passed in Parliament, sometimes Parliament holds the executive accountable for the implementation of the laws that they promulgate. So I think that Kennedy with experience with a politician and the practical approach, if he becomes president, he's not going to be alone. I think that the best manager is the best recruiter, being able to bring the people, a lot of people on board, quality hands to help him, and he's already started doing that.
We know his character, Kennedy Ejapong. Is that a character you can manage in the Jubilee House?
Yes, discipline. You're talking about discipline. And I said he has compassion and empathy. And when he comes out to speak, you think it's aggressive. aggressive in getting results, and that's what we're looking for. Because either we have the attitude of the Ghanaians say, Anyashe, he's a nice person, and then all that, and then we don't get results out. So we want a results-oriented leader.
You want him to be president of Ghana, but before then he has to be flag bearer of the NPP. The last time he tried, he lost.
Yes.
Why do you think he would win this time?
The last time he didn't have enough time. Now he has enough time. We've put structures in place. We went into the 2024 elections. Ghanaians and our party people, punished us. And now they're saying they want Kennedy. And with the things, Kennedy, his votes are not situated in one region to say this is the stronghold, even though he comes from the central region. His is more like character votes. It's scattered across the country. Somebody would think that he's disciplined, somebody thinks that he's not corrupt, somebody thinks that he's straightforward. All these things are votes that come together. And I have done a lot of research, and I think that when we actually bring Kennedy forward, Ghanaians will vote for it. So even last time we were somewhere, and even NDC and then most of the floating voters are asking for him.
But the delegates who voted the last time, they haven't changed that much. It's almost the same delegates that will be voting. And if things remain, the status quo remain, they would still reject
the dynamics are different. You see,
what are the new dynamics?
The dynamics were that we were in government. Most of the appointees were coerced. They were actually pushed to follow a certain trend. Now there's nothing like that. People are doing that on their own volition. You understand?
You don't have a lot of former appointees in your camp still.
No, but
even with the freedom now.
Okay, but most of the delegates depended on these appointees. You understand? So the appointee was actually coerced, spoken to, and say, basically, if you, follow a certain trend, then you're going to hold your position, and those dependents also who depend on you would have something out of it. So now we do not have that. The dynamics are totally different. The situation now is totally different. That's why some people keep saying that I can't pay. Nobody goes into an election with a certain percentage. It's zero. We all start on ground zero. We go in there and then we see. And he started his tour recently, and then the euphoria is building, and we're actually getting the actual information to the delegates. And I believe that the delegates, he's going to carry the day come the 31st of January.
What is Kennedy Japan's message to the NPP delegates?
Okay, his message is one of discipline. Because Ghana, we have a lot of natural resources, but we are not disciplined. Two, he's talking about harnessing our natural resources so that we can actually have a lot of businesses around. He's a businessman. He has done it practically, and so he believes that if he's made the president of Ghana, he can actually transform the economy. And also the main message is that he says sometimes when he sees the youth out there who are not working, it actually, his heart bleeds, and that we'll be doing a disservice to the youth of Ghana if we do not actually create jobs. Some of them finish university, and then they actually are still living with their parents. So he's coming out to create jobs for the youth. One thing that he said that actually, I am very interested in is that he's going to decentralize most of the ministries. For example, he told me that the energy ministry will go to the Western region, as well as the affiliated agencies, so that once it goes there, it transforms tourism, it transforms other sectors of the economy. And then I think trade will go to Eastern region, Agric, Ashanti region, so Agric to the Northern region. So it opens up all these areas. And once you decentralize them, you believe that development carries out, goes on in the country.
You have said that you are in opposition now, so a lot of former appointees are free, and they would support Kennedy Japan. But he just came out of parliament. The number of MPs supporting him, pound for pound, are fewer. Same with people who were once appointees, who are really the party anyway. If that is the situation, then he is again up for the same trouble that he'd faced.
Are you saying?
And there may be people who also hold the view that continuity is better. The argument is that Professor Mills tried 3 times and won. John Kufuor tried twice before winning. Akufo-Addo tried thrice before winning. And so give your new candidate or your current or your former candidate another opportunity, because he tried and didn't do well, but he will do well next time.
President Kufuor wasn't a running mate. Akufo-Addo wasn't a running mate. Dr. Bawumia was a running mate. He was with Akufo-Addo for 16 years.
John Mahama was a running mate, vice president, and he has tried twice before winning. So they make that point.
Yes, but the party was punished. That wasn't his mandate. He took over from Atta Mills and actually won the 2012 elections, right?
Yes.
And then he exited power. So these are different dynamics.
What
the
if,
variables are different.
What if the Bawumia people also say, well, it was a party that was punished, not Bawumia, and that it was a verdict on Akufo-Addo's administration and not a verdict on Dr. Bawumia, and that it wasn't Bawumia who was a problem, but the party itself, and that's why all of you, including you, Charles Bisu, you lost your seat.
I wouldn't agree to that because he was a candidate that we put forward. Ghanaians rejected us. Within our democracy, we are allowed to. That's why the party, if that's really the case, then the party shouldn't have opened up for us to go for another primaries.
Okay.
Democracy allows us to for the competition of ideas. I believe that Kennedy has the best, can put the best foot forward for MPP.
And based on what you are seeing on the ground, he's likely to win?
He's going to win. Because
not likely.
No, Kennedy is going to win. I've done my work. I'm with my experience in politics since 1992, regional secretary, national council member, MPP chairman, UK presidential staffer. I can see what is happening. The job we're doing.
The ground is positive for you, think?
It is. You know,
are you sure they are not misleading you? Fear delegates?
No, yes, exactly. So that's the same thing. You see, you said we do not have a lot of MPs. The reason is that we're not taking photos to show it out there that people are being endorsed. Because Kennedy, when he came to me, said, I trust you. I don't have to take a photo with you. And that, our vote is based on trust.
So you're very positive.
Yes, and the strength is at the grassroots.
Before you leave, because you've played a role in galamsey fight, President Muhammad last night spoke and the issue of state of emergency came up. He said he was not going to implement it. What's your view?
I mean, when he was in opposition, I think with the wanted power, so they said that.
He didn't say that, and the party officially didn't say that. At least I haven't seen that.
So who said that?
Members of the party.
Members of the party. So it came from the NDC, so not him. Okay. Okay, I apologize. So basically, I mean, I don't think that the state of emergency will solve the problem. The problem we have is that we as Ghanaians should be disciplined because the galamsey menace shouldn't be given political colors. It should be dealt with because it's a natural and it's a disaster for all of us. The mercury and all that, people planting in their farms and all that can travel to Accra and all that, and we consume it. So I don't think we have to give it any political.
So you think that we should do state of emergency now?
No, I think that there should be proper coordination. We should all be disciplined in dealing with the matter. When I was actually involved in this job, I said that even River Thames in the UK, it took 25 years to get to where it is now. In Ghana, I said that Cobra would take years. But then it's a conscious effort towards that.
So you agree with President Muhammad that a state of emergency is not the way to go now?
No, but he didn't say it, so I shouldn't say that I agree with him. I'm saying that.
No, he's saying, I'm asking you directly on the issue of state of emergency.
So I don't think the state of emergency will solve the problem. We'll come back to the same problem. I think that we need proper coordination. We must all come together and deal with the menace. I'm an MPP person. If I say that, what he's saying is wrong, I have family members in the village and all that. So one day it will come biting.
So do you think 8 months into his administration, does it look like his government knows what it is up to dealing with galamsey?
I wouldn't say they are up to scratch. There isn't, the dollar has actually started having its true value now. That's going in the negative for me. So things were artificial. I don't want to actually criticize, all of a sudden.
You think it's too early?
So for the first 6 months, I've never communicated. I said, let's allow them.
So based on what you've seen them do with the galamsey fight so far, would you say they are on track?
I don't think so.
You don't think
because
so?
You see, for example, the 8 people dying, whatever was going to be done in Akrofrom was done under the MPP government. So it's more like actually a repetition of what we're doing. So as politicians, we say things to please the voters, and then when we come into power, we change it again. So I think that must end. What we need to do is that this is the country. I believe that NDC must do well, and then we delve deeper. When Kennedy wins, we delve deeper. Then the competition of ideas, Ghanaians benefit from us.
So for you think that, do you think your party should be fighting this government as in attacking the government, or you think you should focus on fixing your internal mess first?
Our internal mess, indeed, we have to. But the government also should be accountable. We should be a stronger opposition to keep them in check so that Ghanaians benefit from us.
Currently, are you a stronger opposition? Do you feel you are strong?
I don't think our party is that strong.
What is your problem? One word that is the problem for you now.
Okay, so most of our party members think that appointees and all that did not take care of them. under our government, and that's what a lesson that we've learned. Kennedy has apologized on behalf of the party, and he said that once he comes, he can do well for the party, and he's exemplified that. He's done that since 1992. That's why we have confidence. He's a very consistent person, and I believe that the party would actually be resurrected under Kennedy's leadership.
Do you think there's a leadership vacuum in your party now?
There's crisis in the sense that we are not actually coherent with ourselves. People have interest, for example, what is happening now in the primaries. You see regional officers following a certain candidate and all that. So the mandate given the party officer himself, he's not able to actually follow it to the letter, and that is not good.
Thank you so much, Charles Bissiu, Director of Operations of the Kennedy Japan campaign team. Thank you for joining. But before you go, are you going to contest Esikadu Kitan again?
Now I'm actually focusing on Kennedy's campaign, and when the time comes, I'll ask the people of Esikadu Kitan.
Which means you will do it.
I'm a politician, so never say never. But now the focus is Kennedy Japan. Once he becomes a flag bearer, I'll speak to the people of Esikadu Kitan. But I am in touch with them.
There's one more question I should ask you before we go. Are you joining Kennedy because the system threw you under the bus the last time you were in government?
No.
When Anas did his thing against you?
Kennedy stood for me. That's why I said empathy, compassion, and all that. That he stood for me, and that alone. And that alone.
What do you mean by he stood for you?
He was the one who came looking for me and then fought Anas from all angles for me. Now, that's not alone. The competence, what he can do.
So for you, the story is personal. Your support for Kennedy is personal.
It's not just personal, because then it means that I'm actually toying Ghana's future.
You are thanking him for standing with you against Anas, Arimi Anas.
I have thanked him. I got closer to him, and so I will not toy with Ghana's future. I believe that Ghana will be safer with him.
Thank you so much for joining us. That's Charles Bissiu, the Director of Operations of Kennedy's campaign. I am Umaru Sandamado. I did this tonight with Eno Safo, production by Kobina Wilson, Beverly London, Christopher, Kevin Esima, and Sami Wiafi. Technical support from Emmanuel Lati, new media support from Emmanuel Owusu and the new media team. Point Blank was brought to you by Valex Lee's Affordable Document Management Solutions. We'll return tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you so much for listening. Good night.